over Centenary College. This afternoon, they try for home win number 2 when they take on the A&M Corpus Christi. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Maas. Welcome once again to IPFW basketball. I'm joined, as always, by Dave Scouten. And Dave, it's just nice to have IPFW playing at home.
It sure is. It's nice to see them back here in the warm confines of Gates Center.
The Mastodons have been playing a little bit better as of late, and one of the people who's been really playing well is freshman Ashley Elmore.
Ashley has had a very, very solid January. She's had about 3 or 4 games in a row where she's picked up the scoring and really been a major contributor.
Texas A&M Corpus Christi, though they're a stranger to IPFW, have an assistant coach who's very familiar with IPFW.
Bobby Bolden comes back to town, and we'll have to give him a bad time. Hopefully we'll have him a lot to work on the basketball court.
It's IPFW taking on Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Opening tip-off is just ahead right here on College 56 Sports. Hi again, everybody. This is Mike Maas along with Dave Scouten calling the action in today's IPFW women's basketball game. The Mastodons are taking on the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. The game is just underway. Each team has had one possession and has missed a shot. IPFW in the home white with the basketball. And Amy Geralds gets the first points of the afternoon for IPFW.
It was a 2. Not quite far enough to be a 3.
Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Playing Division I basketball, I believe, for 4 years now. They are an independent like IPFW. It's Kristen Rogers, their leading scorer, averaging just under 15 points a game.
Nice look down court by Maggie Bruni. Couldn't quite thread the needle.
And we've played just 1 minute and 5 seconds, 2-0 our score. IPFW on top. And you get a good look at Mandy Vink, the point guard for Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Mandy's one of 2 seniors, and there's the other senior.
That's Kristen Rogers. She ties the game at 2. Kristen coming off a 25-point performance Thursday night against Lipscomb.
The Islanders open up in a man-to-man defense, so it should be something that IPFW can work against.
Faria Bibbs in the paint. Has it knocked out of bounds, knocked out of her hands. It'll remain Mastodon basketball.
Nice aggressive move to the basket.
Amy Geralds will inbound the ball for IPFW.
Shot clock does not get reset because there was nothing that hit the rim.
There's Ashley Elmore, who's played very well the last 3 games. Trying to drive on Rogers. Forces it up and in.
Nice basket. Strong move to the hoop.
4-2. Mastodons with the lead. Vink, watched by Bruning. That's Lindsay Van Dorn.
And IPFW is also in a man-to-man defense.
Rogers double teamed, and they're going to call a jump ball. All in their possession. The ball stays with Corpus Christi.
Yeah, as a result of IPFW getting the opening tip-off.
Vink looking for somebody. Looks like they're going to try to hammer the ball into Rogers whenever possible. Vink penetrates, fires up a long jumper, no good. Putback, no good. Rogers with the second offensive board puts it up and in.
Nice initial rebound by Tara Andrews there, kept the ball alive for the Islanders.
Bibbs in the paint, forces a shot up, no. Rebound out of bounds. They say last touch by Amy Geralds. The ball goes over to Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
2 teams fairly well matched, Mike, in size and freshman players, it would look.
Mandy Vink, 5'6" guard out of California. Takes the shot and misses. Bibbs with the rebound. IPFW wanting to push the ball up the floor if they can. Maggie Bruning misses the layup. Bibbs fights for the ball.
Saves it, keeps it alive. Courtney Nicely.
Elmore wants to drive, fires it up there, in and out, no. Van Dorn rebounds it for Corpus Christi. Van Dorn, Vink, watched by Maggie Bruning. Andrews back to Vink.
Vink, the point guard for the Islanders.
3-point shot missed.
One of two senior
By
players.
Pena. Goes out of bounds. Ball goes over to IPFW. Substitution for the Mastodons. Number 31, Tiara Dudley. 5'10" senior out of Cincinnati. She replaces Varia Bibbs. And the Mastodons bring the ball into play. Amy Geralds for three. Yes.
She got a shooter's roll that time.
Amy has 5 of the IPFW 7 points. The Mastodons have a 3-point lead as we go into the 16-minute mark. Rogers fires a three. No good. Dudley with the rebound.
And IPFW is pushing the ball up the floor very quickly today.
Geralds and throws it away to Vink. Vink almost threw it away, but Andrews puts it up and in. And IPFW calls, I believe, a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
So with 15:32 left here in the first half, IPFW sees their lead trimmed to 1 at 7-6.
Yeah, a little bugaboo with the Lady Dons has been the turnovers this season, and we just saw a result of that where didn't take care of the basketball very well, and nice hustle by the Islanders to come up with 2 points.
There you get a good look at Bruce Patterson talking to his charges. Before that, the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, coached by Jody Kest, but we had briefly alluded to it in the pregame, Doc. One of their assistants is a former assistant coach for IPFW women's basketball, Bob Bolden.
Bob Bolden spent 2 years here as an assistant to Carl Smesko, and they had some very good teams.
Back to the action. Geralds kicks it out to Maggie Bruning. 18 in the shot clock. Courtney Nicely wants to drive on Vink. She's got the size advantage. And we got a whistle on our first foul of the afternoon.
Looked like a hand check.
It's going to be called on Mandy Vink. Her first. Team first comes with 15:11 to go in a half. We've got our first media timeout of the afternoon. So let's take a break. 7-6 our score. IPFW on top. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Maas and Dave Scouten with you. And Dave, so far in the early going, it's a close game.
Yeah, it's been very close. Nobody's been more than one basket in the lead or behind. And both teams are moving the ball rather rapidly. So maybe on this cold January afternoon, this will be some good entertainment.
Real quickly, IPFW 3 of 7 from the floor for 43%. Corpus Christi 3 of 10 for 30%. 6-5 rebounding advantage to the Mastodons. We're about ready to go back into play. IPFW will inbound it once Amy Geralds ties her shoe. Dudley on a give and go from Bruning. Dons working the ball on the perimeter. Nicely pulls up. Misses the jumper. Fight underneath. They're going to call foul on IPFW, I believe.
Probably on Tiara Dudley. Unless there's a one.
They're going to call Ashley Elmore. Her first, team first on IPFW.
And number 21, Roberta Plaza, into the Islanders lineup. Looks like she got poked in the eye and having a little difficulty with a contact lens.
I've never had contacts, although sometimes I'd like to have them. I guess they can be temperamental.
Well, I've never had contacts. I've had the bifocals, and that's bad enough.
Join the club. See, I believe a trainer for Corpus Christi working with her. Meanwhile, Varia Bibbs has checked into the IPFW lineup, replacing Ashley Elmore. And as we alluded to a little bit, Doc, Ashley really coming on late. In the last 3 ball games, she's averaged 19 points and just about 6 rebounds a game.
That's the kind of thing you like to see out of a freshman player, that they progress as the season moves along. And here we are at about mid-season in January, when you really need them to be playing as well as they possibly can, and she's doing that.
Okay, the contact problem is solved for Roberta Plaza. And the Islanders bring the ball up the court. And Dorn around the horn. Andrews inside, shot up and missed by Plaza, but we got a whistle and a foul going to be called on Varia Bibbs.
Yeah, Roberta Plaza, tall young lady, got in the middle and made a nice move toward the hoop.
It's her first, team second, and Roberta Plaza at the line for 2.
And this is the first.
Roberta on the year averaging just over 6 points a ball game. Misses the second. They fight for the rebound. Dudley and Andrews, and on the possession it goes over to IPFW.
We got a foul call that time also on number 42.
So IPFW with the basketball.
And a 7-6 lead here after 5.5 minutes of play.
Bruning drives in the lane, forces a left-hand shot up, no good. Andrews got the rebound and Maggie stole it right back. Now she tries to hit Dudley and is picked off by Van Dorn. Turnovers, a bugaboo Monday night against IUPUI.
Yeah, it's one of those things that a young team has to work on constantly. Protect the basketball. It's the most precious thing you have out there on the floor.
Plaza was cut off. They kick it back out. Van Dorn wants to drive on Dudley.
With Rogers out of there, the offense for the Islanders isn't quite as active.
Turnaround jumper by Andrews, no good. Varia Bibbs pulls down her 3rd rebound of the afternoon. Here come the Mastodons, up by 1. Gerald's on the feed from Bruning, but she can't shoot it. She got herself caught underneath, so she goes out to 3-point range and misses.
She'll find the shot.
Bibbs gets the offensive rebound.
Nice aggressive move.
Foul's going to be on Lindsay Van Dorn. Her first, team 3rd. And Varia Bibbs at the line. 62% free throw shooter on the season. And we jinxed her.
There you go. Well, neither team's been able to solve the free throw challenge.
Hillary O'Connor in the lineup, replacing Courtney Nicely for IPFW, and Kristen Rogers back in the A&M Corpus Christi lineup. Second free throw by Varia Bibbs is good. And the lead is up to 2 at 8-6. Now pressure put on by the Mastodons. It's interesting again, Doc, in women's basketball, you don't have the 10-second line. You just got 30 seconds to get the shot off.
Right. The only function that midcourt line serves is you can't go back over it without an over and back violation.
Plaza from 10 feet, no good. Bruning comes down with the rebound. Hillary O'Connell tries to find Dudley, knocked out of bounds by Pena. So it'll be IPFW basketball, 12:52 left in the half. Now we got a question on the shot clock. And two of the officials are going to confer.
You could hear a pin drop in here right now.
Worse than church. Well, they got the full 30 back on the shot clock. And now the Dons are going to try to penetrate this Corpus Christi defense. Maggie Bruning off the glass, a little strong. Plaza with the rebound for the Islanders, and they come a-running. Vink at the point.
Islanders set up, and they've been looking to the inside here for a while with Kristen Rogers out of the lineup.
Well, they just threw the ball away. That is
their second turnover.
Laura Jones, number 23, in the lineup for Corpus Christi. Laura, 5'8" guard out of Victoria, Texas. Maggie Bruning, watched by Mandy Vink. Inside feed to Bibbs. Faria traveled with the basketball.
Yeah. As soon as I mentioned that the leading scorer, Kristen Rogers, is out of the lineup, here she is back. So she got a rest, I guess.
4 turnovers now on IPFW. They had 23 Monday night in a loss to IUPUI. Vink trying to get past Bruning. Kicks it out. 3-point shot. Missed, but offensive rebound put back up by Jones. That was a case Bibbs and Bruning fought each other for the rebound, and Jones was there to pick it up.
Bounced away right into the hands of Jones, and she said, "Thank you very much."
Tiara Dudley watched. She throws it away trying to get Bibbs underneath, and they're going to call a jump ball. As O'Connell was battling.
Should be another
Pena for
timeout.
And we do have a media timeout called with 11:39 left in the first half. We're tied at 8. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Going to college is something many people plan and save for, but in these days of tight budgets, that can be a scary proposition. And what about colleges and universities themselves? How do they face budget crunches? Is there anything the institutions or their alumni can do to get more funding? I'm Jeanette Liu, and I'll have the answers to these and other questions on this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Maas, Dave Scouten with you. And Dave, we've played just a little bit over 8 minutes. We're tied at 8, and as you said off air, neither team's lighting up the scoreboard.
No, I think the coolness of the air outside has affected the shooting on the inside of the gym, but those things will loosen up. Somebody will catch fire here in a little bit.
IPFW only 3 of 11 from the floor for 27%. Corpus Christi 4 of 14 for 29%. IPFW with a 10-9 lead in the rebound department. And turnovers right now, 4 for the Mastodons, 2 for the Islanders. Amy Geralds to inbound the basketball. O'Connell hits a 3. Hillary O'Connell.
Nice boost off of the bench by Hillary.
Graduate of Warsaw gives IPFW a 3-point lead at 11-8. Mandy Vink, watched by Nicely. Rogers wants to drive on Dudley, double team, and throws it away. Good double team there on IPFW.
Yeah, Lindsey Van Horn, young freshman center, got two-timed and couldn't get rid of the ball properly.
Hillary O'Connell wants to drive, pops it up and in.
And a nice aggressive move into the lane.
5 quick points by O'Connell. And the Mastodon lead is 5 at 13-8. Pena. Whoa, a little bit of a travel there by Laura Jones.
Got up in the air with the ball and had nowhere to go.
Substitutions for Rhea Bibb in the lineup for IPFW. And Rocky Guilford.
Rocky Guilford is right, number 23.
5'8", out of Denver, Colorado. It's probably as cold as it is here right now.
Probably so. Although the air's a little drier, so it might be a little more comfortable.
Amy Gerards tries to get a shot to go up, and she's fouled in the process.
And Jenny Green's getting ready to check in, along with Lindy Carey for the Dons.
That foul was on Laura Jones, her first, team fourth. And Amy Gerards, the 5'10" junior out of Beech Grove, Indiana, at the line for the first time this afternoon. Knocks down the first one. She very quietly, Doc, has got 6 points.
She's a very steady free throw shooter, though. Always has been throughout her career.
Jenny Green, as you said, is in the lineup. Freshman out of Lansing Catholic High School in Lansing, Michigan. Second free throw by Amy Gerards is good.
Lindy Carey will replace Amy in the lineup. So all of a sudden, the Dons are out to a 15-8 lead.
And a 7-0 run.
We approach the midpoint of first half.
Jones to Guilford. Back to Laura Jones. And Dorn on the wing. Perimeter passing, going to try to get Rogers open underneath if they can.
Yeah, she's working the inside right now.
Down to 6 on the shot clock. 3-point shot short. Fight for the rebound. Up and in, I believe, was Jones.
Yep, number 23, Laura Jones.
She stops the run of IPFW at 7. Makes it a 15-10 contest.
And
nicely throws it away. Guilford looks like she's got some speed and quickness. Got the ball on the wing, on the block, turnaround jumper by Lindsay Van Dorn is good. Islanders have come back with 5 of their own.
Yep, the last 4.
15-12, the lead down to 3. Lindy Carey, graduate of Leo High School. Nice 15-foot jumper is good.
And she came off a pick by Jenny Green. Nice offensive move that time.
Lead back up to 5. Vink, watched by O'Connell. And Dorn into Rogers, and they're going to call a foul. Thought for a second she might have traveled. Jenny Green picks up the foul, her first. Team third.
42 is back into the lineup for the Islanders. Tara Andrews.
Mandy Vink will inbound the ball. Couldn't get Rogers, so they get it to Andrews. Now give and go back to Rogers, off the glass and in.
After a total round trip around the rim.
6 points now for Kristen Rogers, and the lead down to 3 at 17-14. Nicely has her pass stolen. And we got a foul, blocking foul. Laura Jones was trying to take it to the hole. See if they call it a shooting foul or not.
I think he held up 2 fingers. I'm not sure.
They're going to call a foul on Carey.
Coach Patterson is pleading his case for it not being a shooting foul, but he'll lose.
As most coaches do, unfortunately.
Maybe he's working for the next call.
First free throw is no good by Jones.
And the Islanders have yet to hit their first free throw.
I was thinking it. I don't want to jinx him and watch him make it.
Yeah, there you go.
Maggie Bruning back in the lineup for the Mastodons. One more free throw coming for Laura Jones. She missed that one, but Rogers with the offensive putback. And she's fouled in her shoot, too.
Yeah, I kind of wish she'd made that one.
Faria Bibbs picked up her second foul.
Now they'll have an opportunity for 2.
We got to see if the magic continues. Kristen Rogers only a 59% foul shooter, and she drains the first. Ashley Elmore in the lineup for Faria Bibbs. One more free throw coming for Kristen Rogers. So she's averaging just under 15 points a ball game. Makes the second, so Islanders are now 2 of 6 at the foul line. 1 point game. Bruning being hounded by Jones. Gets around her, takes it strong, misses the shot, it goes out of bounds. They say touched by Corpus Christi, so the Dons get a break.
Dons get the ball out of bounds.
13 on the shot clock, 8:11 on the first half game clock. Bruning double teamed, and she took a hip in the jaw.
And the call is that they
No
Islanders
call.
knocked the ball out of bounds, maybe?
Yep, no foul. Now the official's going to come over.
See if
Maggie's bleeding, she's going to have to sit down, but evidently, if she is, she's holding it up or hiding it or something. Because, you know, Maggie Bruning does not want to sit. Now they say that
I think there's a foul hand check foul, yep.
Rocky Guilford picks up her first, team 5th. Team's fouls are even now at 5 apiece.
Yeah, neither team in the 1-and-1 yet.
Elmore wants to post up on Rogers, and they say she traveled with the basketball. Turnover number 7 on IPFW. Yeah, the one official tried to explain to a frustrated Bruce Patterson how Ashley traveled. Meanwhile, Tara Andrews gets the ball inside to Rogers. Kristen misses the shot, and Maggie Bruning pulls the rebound down. Mastodons trying to extend a 1-point lead.
Yeah, the game stays close in spite of an early, middle of the half. The Dons took a 7-point lead, and then bingo, the Islanders came right back.
Carey inside to Elmore. Elmore faking right, wants to spin, hook shot, off the rim, no. Dons almost had the rebound, but it's controlled by Guilford. I'm sorry, Doc.
The difference in the game at this point in time is 2 3-point shots for IPFW, and the Islanders have none.
Now we got a turnover as Guilford walks, and we've got immediate timeout on the floor. 7:01 left in the half. Our score: IPFW 17, Texas A&M Corpus Christi 16. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Back at the Irrigate Sports Center here at IPFW, 7:01 left until halftime. Mastodons leading the visitors from Corpus Christi, Texas, 17-16. Get a look at 3 members of the men's basketball team: David Simon, Tyler Clevenger, and Keon Henderson. Men's team
taking in the action here this afternoon.
Right, they've got their next game is Tuesday night at Chicago State, a team that they beat twice last year.
A team that's had a little more success this year, so it won't be a gimme.
And then a week from today, the men's team will be on Channel 56 as they entertain Loyola of Chicago. We'll talk more about that later. Right now, back to live action. Amy Gerald's back in the lineup for the Mastodons. Perimeter passing, and now we got a foul underneath. I think it's going to go on IPFW.
Pick, moving pick.
It's on Ashley Elmore, her second, team sixth.
Both teams have been playing a very sticky man-to-man defense, and thus the difficulty both teams are having getting an open look at the basket.
Well, I know you and I both had a chance to talk to Bob Bolden before the game. It was great to see him again. The Islanders live with their defense. They're allowing just over 58 points a game. And their number one goal today was to try to stop Amy Geralds.
And they don't have many people that fire up threes. So.
Mandy Vink misses the shot. Loose ball picked off by Lindy Carey. Here comes Maggie Bruning. Takes it all the way off the glass and in. Point guard from Northside High School transfers from St. Francis on the board for the first time today. And the lead is up to 3, 19-16 as we go under 6 minutes. Here in the first half.
The Islanders looking to set up their offense.
Rogers on Elmore, turnaround jumper, no good. Jenny Green pulls down the rebound for the Mastodons.
And quickly up the floor again.
Jenny Green wants to drive baseline, spins it up, forces the shot up, and draws the foul.
Nice aggressive move to the inside. And you'll draw a lot of fouls with that move.
Fouls on Tara Andrews, her second, team sixth. And Jenny Green, as we said, freshman out of Lansing, Michigan. 78% free throw shooter coming in. Knocks down the first.
Dons are shooting reasonably well from the line, 4-5 at the beginning of this game.
One more shot coming for Jenny Green. We see Kelly Boyd, freshman, coming in the lineup for the first time today. Second one, we got a violation on Corpus Christi. So Jenny gets another chance. Not sure who it was that got in early, but we'll take every break we can get.
Yeah. I think it was number 23, a little over anxious getting into the lane to block out.
And Jenny takes advantage of it to get the second free throw. She'll sit down, replaced by Varia Bibbs. 21-16 our score, 5.5 minutes to go in a half. IPFW on top, looking for victory number 4 on the season. They're 3-13 coming in. Corpus Christi 9-7 on the year.
Well,
three-point shot.
Just a matter of time, wasn't it, till somebody pops a three.
Pena knocks it down. 21-19, the Mastodon lead down to 2. Amy Geralds lost the basketball, but had she not lost it, she would have traveled. Missing the layup was Laura Jones.
Good hustle on the Maggie Bruning's part to not let her get an unmolested layup.
Boyd missed it, but Bibbs with the offensive putback.
Nice aggressive move by Vieira Bibbs.
Fee now with 3 points, and the lead is up to 4 at 23-19.
She took control underneath on that one.
Mandy Vink. 3-point shot on the way, no good by Pena. She tried for a second one. Instead, IPFW is going to come back, and Gerald's is going to pop one from 3, no good. Out of bounds, they say, last touch by Bibbs.
Bibbs and Kirsten Rogers were bouncing each other around in there.
Courtney nicely checks back into the IPFW lineup as and Corpus Christi is going to bring in Keisha Cornelius, 6'1" forward out of Amarillo, Texas. Islanders inbound the basketball. They trail by 4 here with 4:15 to go in a half. Pena up top. Cornelius. Rogers fakes the 3. Gives it to Pena. She'll try the 3 off the rim. No. fight for the loose ball rebound. And they're still not calling it. Now Corpus Christi has control of it.
Nobody had control on that one.
Pena, they kick it out. Rogers. And we travel with the basketball. Turnover number 7 for Corpus Christi. We've got a timeout on the floor. 3:37 to go in a half. Dons lead 23-19. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Maz, Dave Skelton, happy to be bringing you today's action at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, featuring the IPFW Mastodons and the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders. 3:37 to go until halftime. Mastodons lead 23-19, and Doc, you were talking off the break. IPFW more selective with their shots, especially with the improved inside play recently.
Yeah, very much so. Getting the inside play, they're driving the middle, dishing off, getting some good jump shots in there, and not relying solely on the three, particularly the desperation threes.
So far today, IPFW 2 of 4 from three-point range, 8 of 19 overall for 42%. The Islanders 32% shooting and 8 of 25 from the floor, only 1 of 7 three-point shots.
Yeah,
so
and that's the difference. They've not been effective inside.
Mastodons with the ball. Gerald's inside to Bibbs. Turnaround jumper is good.
Very quick, very strong move. Vieira Bibbs gives you a nice inside presence, as does Ashley Elmo.
The sophomore from Cleveland now with 5 points. It's a 6-point Mastodon lead. Rogers underneath, has it knocked away. Picked off by Boyd. Here comes Bibbs. 15-footer off the rim, no, but nicely has the offensive rebound. Now the Mastodons will reload. Maggie Bruning fouled as she penetrated the lane. And they're going to call Rogers for the foul.
And we're going to be in the 1-and-1 now, both ways for the rest of the half.
First foul on Rogers, 7th on the team, and it sends Maggie Bruning to the stripe. 1 impossible bonus.
Kelly Boyd made a couple of nice positive contributions while she was in there. Blocked the shot.
First free throw good for Maggie. Came in 65% of the line. And what a difference she has made in terms of floor leadership since she's been eligible to play. Second free throw was good, but they're taking it away because they say that Bibbs stepped in the lane too soon.
Second lane violation, 1 on each team now.
So it's 26-19, under 3 minutes to go in the half. Again, pressure put on, 3-quarter pressure by IPFW.
Back to that 7-point lead, which has been the biggest lead of the game by either team.
Pena for 3.
And there I go. I had to say something.
You had to say it, Doc. Monica Pena now with 6 points, both on 3-point field goals. Bruning is double teamed in the corner, nearly lost it. Nicely. Half hook, half jumper, but it's off the glass and in.
High off the glass, and that's a great shot for particularly for the ladies. The more they can use that backboard, the better off they're going to be.
Pena dishes off to Cornelius underneath, and Keisha's in the book with 2 points. Islanders staying within shouting distance. Down 4 with under 2 minutes to go in a half, 28-24. Dudley, a strong move, just couldn't get it to drop. Comes Corpus Christi. Vink inside to Rogers. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. Tiara Dudley picks up her first foul of the afternoon.
I hadn't noticed it earlier, but Kirsten Rogers has her right thumb heavily taped. That may have been why she was out of the game for a little bit earlier.
Makes the first free throw. She now has quietly gotten 9 points.
Yeah, she's played a nice solid ball game.
Second free throw also good. So Rogers in double figures with 10. The lead down to 2 with $1:42 to go in a half. Maggie Bruning kicks it underneath to Dudley. Dudley tried to get it to Bibbs and they threw it away.
Yep.
Mandy Vink kicks it out. Pena for 3. 3 3-point field goals, and Corpus Christi takes the lead with a minute 24 to go.
And that's the first time they've had the lead in a long time. In fact, I'm not sure they ever did.
29-28. Gerald's drives off the glass and in. Got around the bump by Rogers.
Yeah.
Amy Gerald's now has 9 points. Mastodons retake the lead as we near the 1 minute mark, 30-29.
The nice thing that Amy did on that last move to the basket was she stopped and scooped the ball up rather than trying to force it her way in.
Another 3-point field goal by Pena, and that's something that I know the coaching staff's got to address at halftime.
Does she have the hot hand from long distance? And now Amy Gerald tries to match and does.
Well, if we get into a shooting contest, I like my odds with Amy Gerald.
Especially from three-point land.
Amy now with 12 points.
The Islanders are going to hold the ball here for the last shot, I think, in the half.
Well, there's about a 2.5 second differential. Game clock, shot clock. We're down under 15 seconds on the game clock now. Vink pops, misses, rebound, misses. Bruning gets the rebound for IPFW now. 4 seconds, 3 seconds.
Plenty of time.
Gerald's for 3, off the rim at the horn.
Well, this at half ends about the way it should. Very close. IPFW has a 1-point lead. Been a hard-fought first half.
33-32 at the break. IPFW. Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne presents Spotlight on IPFW. An up-close look at some of the hidden treasures on our campus. Our spotlight today is shining brightly on the Center for Reptile and Amphibian Conservation and Management, directed by Professor Bruce Kingsbury. That's twice I've gotten conservation and conversation.
This is something most people will never see.
This is a timber rattlesnake. This is our biggest poisonous snake, but it is also relatively uncommon, and it occurs in some of the forested hills of southern Indiana. This is a male, so this is a smallish male. They get quite a bit bigger than this.
Biology professor and herpetologist Bruce Kingsbury never outgrew his childhood love of creepy crawly things and has made the study of endangered reptiles and amphibians in the Midwest his career focus. That interest led him to want to start some sort of conservation center on campus. A discussion with Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Susan Hanna resulted in him submitting a proposal for what is now one of several centers of excellence at IPFW, the Center for Reptile and Amphibian Conservation and Management, otherwise known as the HERP Center. The mission of the HERP Center is to promote the conservation and understanding of reptiles and amphibians through research, education, and outreach.
We conduct a variety of research projects on species that are endangered at some level in the Midwest, and a lot of times what we're doing is finding out about their basic ecology, what their habitat needs are, how they move around, what sort of impacts there are in terms of human activity, and then we work with agencies such as the Fish and Wildlife Service or the Department of Natural Resources to try to figure out what might be done a little bit differently to help protect those animals.
The main focus of the HERP Center's research is on endangered reptiles of the Midwest. Studies have been conducted on many species of turtles, frogs, toads, salamanders, and snakes. Today, we're focusing on the snakes. We've already seen a timber rattlesnake, which is generally found in south central Indiana in the Bloomington area. Now it's time for another species of rattlesnake, the eastern Massasauga, which is found in northern Indiana.
Massasauga lives in wetlands which are kind of mucky and hard to walk through, and not that many people go out in them, and they're also rare, and so we don't see them very often. Even those of us who study them struggle to find them. We have a bias that benefits us in terms of finding them, and that we use radio telemetry to track them around. This not only allows us to find the same animal over and over again for years at a time, it also leads us to other individuals. With a snake, we definitely have some problems. There isn't much of a neck, and in fact, if you did put something on the outside of the snake, they would have trouble crawling around because they are reliant on their slender body form to get around the way they do. And because of that, we place the transmitters internally in the snake. We actually do a surgical operation, and the antenna runs up underneath the skin, and when we're done, you can't tell that the transmitter's in there.
In addition to doing research on endangered species, the Herp Center also does projects which involve GIS, or Geographic Information Systems. GIS provides a computer-based multi-layered picture of an area of interest, which allows an investigator to examine how different spatial features interact. As an example, here's an aerial photograph of a specific area. Another layer shows the different kinds of habitat at the site, and the final layer shows the location of animals found there. Kingsbury says having this information on the computer helps researchers figure out what's going on across the landscape. One of the things the center is asked to track is pollution.
There's different kinds of pollution. There's point source pollution, and there's non-point source pollution. And what we're helping these agencies with is methods for visualizing the non-point source pollution.
What is non-point source solution?
That's pollution where you, like runoff from agricultural fields or something like that, where you don't have a pipe or something like that, where you can go there and say, yeah, this is where this pollutant is coming from. In fact, it's distributed across an entire watershed, and it's only by looking at the whole thing that you can actually see where the problem is.
The center also maintains a website at herpcenter.ipfw.edu, which is filled with educational and outreach information.
We as a public should care about wildlife and about doing what we can to protect it. And if we do the work to figure out how to protect things, we often find that it doesn't take that much of an effort on our part to protect these kinds of animals. Often it's just minor adjustments in terms of timing or in terms of land use, and that we can largely go about our business. A lot of people are afraid of snakes, and typically that's really unfounded. And it could be because of some experience that they had when they were younger. It could be because of some biblical implications of what snakes are or what they represent. And a lot of times it's because snakes are a little bit unpredictable and strange looking because they have no legs, and what is strange to us might also make us afraid. But most of the snakes, in fact, in terms of a count of snakes, I'd say almost all snakes are totally harmless, and that if anything they might bite you if you pick them up. But even that would be, I'd rather get a snake bite than a scraped knee or something like that. And with regard to the poisonous snakes, what we have found, and what others have found as well, is that these snakes are not aggressive, and in fact, unless you catch them out in the open, they'll do everything that they can to stay hidden. And you can stand next to them, you can step over them, you can even bump them, and they'll hold still and they'll just hope that you don't notice them. They're very intent on staying hidden, and they would rather just have you keep going the way you were going and not mess with you than vice versa.
And for Kingsbury, the best part will always be working with the creepy crawlies.
Dr. Linda Wright Bauer has been the Director of Music Therapy at IPFW since 1986. While her classes prove to be anything but ordinary, her students enjoy the hands-on experience.
I have a slightly different approach to teaching. I really believe that you need to experience things before you can truly understand.
While receiving numerous awards for her teaching, Dr. Wright Bauer still finds that her students' impressions reward her the most.
They say things like, I really enjoyed the drumming, and I have friends. I mean, I really want to be here because I want to be with these people. Often we'll do an experience in class that touches somebody in a really profound and personal way.
As fun as her classes are, she knows what her students need.
We're trying very hard to prepare the students for the jobs of the future.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute.
I really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
8 years ago, John Knight joined the Department of Consumer and Family Sciences at IPFW. He developed an innovative curriculum which allows his hotel restaurant students to gain invaluable experience.
That allows the students to get into the community and be an outreach, bringing industry and education together.
His students partake in serving and managing at several area hotels and restaurants for one night through each semester.
I always say Jesus came not to be served, but to serve, and so we really care about the customer and the guest, and we teach that in the classroom, and the students are exposed to all areas of hospitality.
John's knowledge and enthusiasm for teaching gives his students many advantages, including the opportunity to travel.
We've had students travel really worldwide through these opportunities that are afforded, because we do make some money when the sponsorships are healthy and the dinners go well.
This has been an IPFW Faculty Minute. The right school, right here, right now.
You may have noticed IPFW's basketball games are a lot more fun this year, thanks to our very own pep band. Hi, I'm Krista Markham.
I'm Matt Ehrman.
And I'm Barry Sturgill, Stop Band Director. The Stop Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join.
This is a great chance to be a part of a new tradition at IPFW and meet lots of great people too.
So dust off those trumpets, pull the flutes out of the attic, and join us at the next game.
Call 260-481-6166 for more information on how you can share your school spirit and IPFW pride.
Going to college is something many people plan and save for, but in these days of tight budgets, that can be a scary proposition. And what about colleges and universities themselves? How do they face budget crunches? Is there anything the institutions or their alumni can do to get more funding? I'm Jeanette Liu, and I'll have the answers to these and other questions on this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
I wanted to study engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
And the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Mike Miles, Dave Skelton with you, and Doc. The first half, IPFW seemed to have control, but Corpus Christi's made a nice little comeback thanks primarily to the outside shooting of Monica Pena.
Yeah, they've stayed very close all the way along. Each time that IPFW tried to stretch it out, got to a 7-point lead, bingo, it was gone in a very short period of time. A couple of the statistics I think that contribute to maybe IPFW's problems. They're out rebounding Corpus Christi, but the rebounds Corpus Christi getting, offensive rebounds, 7 of them, and I think about 3 of those have been putbacks. And then the turnover situation, 10 turnovers with only 3 assists is not a good ratio. So they got some work to do.
Let's take that one step further. IPFW lost to IUPUI Monday night in spite of shooting 50% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, 71% from the foul line, and out rebounding the Jaguars. But they lost because they turned the ball over 23 times, and IUPUI translated that into 26 points. This afternoon in the first half, IPFW has turned the ball over 10 times, and Corpus Christi has converted that into 13 points. So, let's take another look at these numbers. For IPFW, 12 of 26 from the floor, 46% shooting, 3 of 6 from outside for 50%. They've hit 6 of 7 free throws for 86%. They were led by Amy Geralds with 12 points, 5 points apiece from Hillary O'Connell and Faria Bibbs, 3 points from Maggie Bruning, and 2 points apiece Courtney Nicely, Jenny Green, Ashley Elmore, and Lindy Carey. For the Islanders of Corpus Christi, 12 of 32 from the floor for 38%, 4 of 10 from three-point range for 40%, 4 of 8 at the foul line for 50%. They were led by Monica Pena, 12 points all from long distance.
Yeah, I think another nice contributor for the Islanders is the point guard, senior Mandy Vink. She didn't score, but if we look at the sheet, she has 4 assists and no turnovers. So she's running the show out there as best she can and giving some nice leadership to the program.
What do you see
entire 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, what do you see happening here in the second half?
I think the second half is going to be a key of probably the one who best protects the basketball. The defenses are both very, very good. So it'll be a matter of who can now do the best job with the ball when they have it.
It will be Corpus Christi basketball to start the half. We've got the starters on the floor for both teams. That means Maddie Vink with the basketball. Now over to Andrews. Pena, and I got a feeling they're going to put a little more pressure on Pena here in the second half.
Nice offensive move that time by the Islanders. Got a basket by Kristen Rogers.
She's now got a dozen points, and it's 34-33. Corpus Christi on top until that layup by Maggie Bruning.
And Maggie took it up strongly to the hoop.
So IPFW back on top by 1. So we've played 35 seconds in the second half. Van Dorn back up top to Vink, looking inside for Rogers. Rogers, 18-footer. Kristen Rogers hit her first 2 shots here in the second half. That may not be a good sign if you're an IPFW fan.
Again, that offensive look that time ended up with Rogers getting a very clean look at the basket.
Islanders up by 1. Nicely in the paint, off the glass and in. Courtney Nicely now with 4 points. Lead goes back to the white with the blue trim today, IPFW.
Back and forth here early in the second half.
Pena watched by Nicely, and I kind of thought that might happen. Courtney's IPFW's best defensive player. Andrews misses the shot. Bibbs with the rebound, and I credit Geralds with some good defense positioning there.
Because Andrews ended up a little bit out of control and lost the ball.
Nicely watched by Pena. Looking for Elmore inside. Ashley has it taken away. Another turnover for IPFW. Inside feed. Missed the shot, but Van Dorn with the offensive rebound. Vink to Rogers. Wants to drive on Elmore. Turnaround jumper. In and out, no. Putback by Andrews, no. Another putback up and in.
Andrews, yep. Although the ball was kept alive by number 22, Lindsay Van Dorn.
Now another turnover has nicely touched the end line with her foot. Turnover number 12 on the Mastodons. Tiara Dudley back in the IPFW lineup.
One of the few times this afternoon that the Lakers have had the ball and with any kind of a lead, 1-point lead.
Fink, watched by Bruning.
Fink is a very nice little point guard. Nice move to the basket. Van Dorn.
See who they call the foul on.
Number 42.
Think of Freya Bibbs.
Freya Bibbs, her third. That could be a bit of a problem for the Dons inside.
Van Dorn misses the free throw.
And gets the ball back after a tip back to her by
3-second call. It's only the 6th turnover on Corpus Christi. So
IPFW needs to get some offensive continuity going down here, not just the drive, but some pass, cut, screen.
Elmore wants to drive on Rogers. Spin right, turns around, pops it home.
Nice move. Patiently moved her defensive player back. Got a nice little jump shot underneath.
4 points now for Elmore. Cuts the Corpus Christi lead to 1 at 40-39. And we got a blocking foul on Elmore.
Yeah.
Good acting job by Andrews, too.
Yeah, that always helps.
That's the 3rd foul on Elmore.
That's beginning to mount up on the inside people for IPFW.
Rogers misses the jumper nicely with the rebound. Don's on the run. And Geralds throws it away. Pena picks it up. Inside feed to Rogers, and she's fouled by Geralds.
Rogers ran the floor very nicely that time. You really like to see that out of your bigger players inside. Run the ball, run the floor on that fast break. Let the other people get you the ball, and she went up strongly, and she'll be shooting 2 free throws.
Well, one error compounded into another. Turnover, loss of possession, and foul. And to top it off, although Rogers misses the first one.
She didn't have much follow through on that one. Looked like her arm was on a rubber band. We'll see what she does this time.
She made her for 4 free throws in the first half.
Much better
misses the second. Elmore fights off Andrews for the rebound. Nicely to Geralds. Amy for 3, in and out, no.
Looked like it was going to fall way short, and son of a gun, it was almost on the bullseye.
Vink loses the ball, fight underneath, they're going to call jump ball. And on the alternate possession, when we come back from immediate timeout, it will go the way of IPFW. But we do have immediate timeout, 15:52 left here in the second half. Score, Corpus Christi 40, IPFW 39. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Greetings from your alumni office. Have you been out with the old gang lately?
Have you come back to visit campus or had the chance to mentor a student?
Are you receiving your alumni magazine?
There's so much your alumni office can do for you. We'll help you keep in touch with your friends.
We'll personally show you around campus to see what's new.
We'll send you news and stories about your alma mater.
And we'll be happy to show you how you can make a difference in the life of a current student. All you need to do is just let us know. Come on, get involved!
You get a look at the IPFW huddle as head coach Bruce Patterson and his assistants, Chris Paul, Kurt Patterson, Alan Buck, trying to figure out what in the heck's going wrong here in the first 4 minutes plus the second half, Doc.
Trying to get a strategy set here so that they can finish off these last 16 minutes strongly, as strong as they possibly can.
Well, looking at the numbers, Corpus Christi now 40% shooting from the floor, 16 of 40. IPFW 50%, 15 of 30. But that turnover bugaboo, 13 turnovers on IPFW. It's coming to haunt them.
Corpus Christi's getting considerably more shots.
Maggie Bruning with the ball to Nicely. Gerald's almost lost it. Dudley in the block to Elmore. Ashley pulls up.
Way short. Yep.
Good defense by Rogers there. Here comes Corpus Christi. Pena. Skip pass to Rogers underneath. Forces the shot up. No. Ball goes out of bounds. They say
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi ball. Hillary O'Connell in the IPFW lineup replacing Courtney Nicely.
Well, Hillary came in the first half and gave the Dons a nice little lift off of the bench.
Scored 5 quick points.
Played pretty good defense.
Pena the inbound. I think he takes the pass and I think it back.
Well, it wasn't a 3.
That's true, but it was a 2, and Pena now
and another
14 points, and the Dons turn it over again.
Turn it over.
Pena, long distance, no good.
Nice block out on the rebounding that time by Tiara Dudley. As a result, the Dons will get the ball.
She kept Van Dorn from getting an offensive rebound.
Yes, she did.
Under 15 minutes to play. 42-39 our score. Corpus Christi on top. Amy Gerald's to Elmore. Baseline jumper is good.
That's a good example of when Amy drove the lane and 2 people dropped off on her. She dropped the ball off to Ashley Elmore, and nice little jumper on the baseline.
6 points now for Elmore. The lead down to 1. Mandy Vink, watched by Maggie Bruning. Van Dorn jump shot's good. Lindsay Van Dorn now with 6 points. 4 here in the second half. Lead back up to 3.
Elmore's playing with 3 fouls, so she has to be a little more cautious on her defense.
Bruning looking for somebody inside, or taking a pick.
Going to drive the baseline.
Dudley from 12, off the rim, no. Andrews rebounds it for the Islanders. Here they come.
Vink is a very solid point guard. She finds her open people, gets the ball to them.
Got a foul called on Tiara Dudley. Her second, team 4th. One of those, I think they call them touch me fouls. Rogers has the ball taken away by Bruning. Maggie running for IPFW. Now she holds it up. Amy Gerald's for 3. Amy now with 3 triples today.
And it ties the game back up. Tied at 44.
Amy now with 15 points. 13:25 to go. What'd you say, Doc? We're tied at 44. Rogers from 19.
But not for long.
Kristen Rogers has 8 points here in the second half.
The Islanders are getting a lot more out of their offense in the second half than they did in the first half.
Bruning looking for a cutter. O'Connell pops up a jumper, no. Pena rebounds it for Corpus Christi. Fake bounce pass to Rogers, nice feed, but she misses the shot. But up and in on the putback is Tara Andrews.
And the Islanders are pushing the ball up the court a little faster now than they did in the first half.
They're up by 4, 48-44. Now we got a whistle and I think a foul's on Pena. That is Monica's first, team first here in the second half.
2 players coming in for the Lakers.
Plaza and Jones in the lineup now. Gerald's looking for somebody to get open. And she threw it away. Not good movement without the ball by the Mastodons there.
Not on an inbound. You got to be able to get the ball somewhere where you can do something with it.
Laura Jones didn't get the roll on the 3-point shot. Dons dodge a bullet there. Now they got to convert on the offensive end. They're down 4. Dudley underneath. Off the glass, no. Rebound, Mandy Vink. Here comes Corpus Christi on the run. Vink at the foul line. Stops, pops, and hits.
One of her few shots of the ball game.
Her first points today. And with under 12 minutes to go, Corpus Christi has their biggest lead of the game, 50-44.
It's important right here that the Dons take advantage of their offense and get something good out of it. Move the ball.
Move without the ball, too.
Yes. Yep.
We've got a foul underneath on Corpus Christi. It's on Tara Andrews, her third, team second. And we've got a media timeout on the floor. 11:47 left here in the second half. Our score, Texas A&M Corpus Christi 50, IPFW 44. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Maas, Dave Scouten with you. 11:47 to go as you look at the IPFW bench. Mastodons trail the visitors from Corpus Christi 50-44. I was trying to do some quick math during the break, Doc. Corpus Christi here in the second half, 9 of 19 from the floor, nearly 50%.
They've come out and shot very well. And that was kind of a key we mentioned at halftime. The team that comes out and takes care of the basketball and does what they have to do when they have it.
Ironically, IPFW was 5 of 10 from the floor in the second half, but you see the shot difference.
Yep.
19 shots to 10 in favor of Corpus Christi.
And again, the turnovers have kept mounting.
Kelly Boyd in the Don lineup now.
Jenny Green is also in underneath. Hillary
O'Connell for three. No. Loose ball. And the Dons, Corpus Christi picked it off. Thought for a second Kelly Boyd could get it.
Good hustle by Kelly. Just couldn't come up with it.
Laura Jones to Vink on the wing, baseline drive past Gerald's. Gets it to Plaza, and Plaza banks it off the glass and in.
When in doubt, make a basket.
First points of the day for Roberta Plaza. It's now 52-44 as we need the 11-minute mark. Amy Gerald's off the mark on a three. They say it went off of, I believe, Andrews, so the Dons will retain possession.
Took that shot a little quickly that time, but the Dons get another chance at it. The Islanders, I think, in there.
There's a question whether the shot clock should be reset or not, but they're saying no, it must not have touched the rim. So, Boyd on the high post, back to O'Connell. Down to 12 on the shot clock. And now they're going to call Kelly Boyd for a player control foul.
She hooked her.
Kelly's first, team fifth.
Getting to a critical part of the ball game, Mike, I think, in terms of IPFW is slipping away just a little bit. The Islanders are pretty patient. So IPFW's got to do positive things here.
Kelly Boyd picks up her second foul in 13 seconds.
And that's going to put the Lakers into 1-1 on the next foul.
16 fouls on IPFW. Fink inbounding it. Now we got a foul the other way. Tara Andrews picks up her fourth. Team third. See how that plays out. They'll bring Rogers back in the lineup. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Christian Rogers comes back in, having scored 16 points and pulled down 3 rebounds.
Yeah.
Maggie Bruning also back in the lineup for IPFW. As you say, it's crunch time, Doc. Down 8 with 10:26 to go.
Need to be patient. Keep the ball.
O'Connell was double teamed, couldn't find anybody, and Bruce Patterson wisely called a timeout, 30-second timeout.
Yeah, they were on the brink of losing the basketball at that point in time.
Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday and Friday evening here in College 56. The hour starts off with yours truly, Mike Maz, reviewing the week's sports activities. We look at game footage and talk with coaches and players. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Wednesday and Friday evenings at 9 p.m. right here on College 56. Well, Doc, 10:21 to go.
Yeah,
IPFW looking at the short end of a 52-44 score.
This time we take a look at the timeout huddle of the Lakers from Corpus Christi, now the officials. But it's, IPFW is at a point now where they have to do some positive things. And if they do, they'll be all right. They can stay in this game.
It just seems like they're a half step slow, and I don't know why. You know, this is unusual for them. They played most of their games on the road. This is the third of a 4-game homestand. They'll complete the homestand on Wednesday night when Cleveland State from the Horizon League comes to town.
That appearance of a half step slow, there was a little bit of a credit to the Corpus Christi defense because they just don't let you do very many things quickly.
Lindy Carey will inbound the ball right in front of us. Hillary O'Connell, watched by Guilford, who's in the lineup. Maggie takes it, dishes off to Boyd, underneath, misses,
needed that one.
Couldn't get it to go.
Needed that one. Nice offensive move, and the ball just wouldn't go through the hoop.
O'Connell nearly got the steal.
She had the right idea.
Laura Jones. We're going to move it around. In the lane, shot up, no. And we got a foul underneath, and I think it's on Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Roberta Plaza picks up her first, Keene fourth.
On that exchange, both teams had a ball that just kind of laid on the rim and dropped off.
Got Jenny Green in for Kelly Boyd. 9:38 to go. Dons trail by 8.
Vieira Bibbs back in the offensive lineup for IPFW.
The ball knocked out of bounds by Mandy Vink. It remains in the possession of the Mastodons. 20 on the shot clock.
9.5 minutes to go.
Bibbs wants to drive. She used up her dribble just to give it up. Carey has it blocked. And they're going to call off blocking foul.
It is a good aggressive move to the hoop by Carey.
Laura Jones picks up the foul. Her second, team fifth. And Lindy Carey was one of the leading scorers in Indiana high school basketball last year. Makes the first.
Good looking shot at the free throw line.
She has 3 points for the day. Misses the second. Plaza with the rebound for Corpus Christi. 52-45 the score. Now you need some defensive stops. Guilford drives past O'Connell. Let's see who they call
Let's
it.
see what the call is.
We're going to call Jenny Green away from the basketball. It's her second, but it's the team's seventh, so Corpus Christi goes to the line. 1 and bonus.
Well, maybe that was a good foul because the basket was not there.
Kristen Rogers, again, came into the contest 59% from the free throw line. Misses it, but they get the offensive rebound. Rogers will try a 3. Misses that.
Missed everything.
Ball's out of bounds. Well, we got a break, Doc. Kristen Rogers, 4 of 4 in the first half from the foul line, 0 of 3 in the second half as you look at Corpus Christi coach Jody Kest. Now you get Bruce Patterson, her counterpart.
And I think there was a foul called on that last exchange on number 23. It was hard to see that everything was done from the opposite side of the floor.
That's Jones, her third, team sixth. Carey. O'Connell.
Carey may be lucky she didn't get a push-up.
And they lose the ball again. Oh. Jump ball on the possession. It goes over to Corpus Christi.
Well, they say possession to the Dons.
Well, we got a break then.
So,
O'Connell just inside the arc knocks it down. Big bucket for
yes,
Hillary
it was.
O'Connell.
Again, she gave us a nice little boost here at a time when it's really needed.
It's 52-47. Guilford jumper misses. Plaza put back no good. Maggie Bruning with the rebound. Back comes IPFW. O'Connell to carry. Lindy for three. No good, but she's fouled and she'll shoot three. Laura Jones, I think, is going to pick up her fourth foul. Team seventh. 8:02 to go. Good chance for IPFW to really close the gap.
Yes, they can.
As Lindy Carey gets 3 free throws.
With no time off the clock here. Whoops, okay. Let's go get the other two, Lindy.
There we go. Substitutions. Van Dorn and Pena back in the lineup for Corpus Christi. Ashley Elmore in for IPFW. One more free throw coming for Lindy Carey. She makes that one, so she gets 2 out of 3. Makes it a one-possession game at least, 52-49 at the 8-minute mark.
I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's been quite a while since Corpus Christi scored.
Guilford, watched by O'Connell. To Fink. Fink tries to get by Bruning. She does. Had the open layup and missed it.
Didn't take it.
Kicked it out to Guilford, who missed the shot, and Lindy Carey comes down with the rebound. Lindy Carey going strong. Missed the shot, and they're going to call her for the offensive foul.
Yep.
And that will bring us, I'm sorry, Doc.
Got a timeout.
So immediate timeout. 7:33 to go. Score, Corpus Christi 52, IPFW 49. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
You're looking at the Texas A&M Corpus Christi bench there. Head coach Jody Kest, her staff, and her players. 7:33 to go. They're enjoying a 3-point lead, 52-49. And Dave Skelton, we're looking at some of the numbers. One of the things that just amazes me, Corpus Christi, 55 shots on the floor. IPFW 41. The rebounds are even at 29 apiece.
Yeah, you again look at the turnovers, and they're not even. IPFW has, though, in the last several minutes, taken much better control and care of the basketball.
Guilford, watched by O'Connell. Pena is yet to fire a 3 here in the second half. Inside, Rogers. Oh, they're going to call the block and not the charge. They're going to call for Rhea Bibbs with the block, and I'd love to see a replay on that one if I could, Doc. I guess I'm biased being a broadcaster for IPFW, but I thought she had the feet planted. Kristen Rogers makes the first.
Well, she's the senior that the Lakers count on an awful lot in terms of the scoring, with Mandy Vick being the other one, senior, and handles the ball.
Second free throw good as well. Rogers now with 18 points. More importantly, the lead is back up to 5, 54-49. Bibbs underneath, off the glass, no. Loose ball, fought for. Carey trying to get it. Kicks it back out to O'Connell. Dons will reload. They need a bucket. Carey for three, yes!
Big bucket. Dons get back within 2.
54-52 with 6:40 to go. Guilford dribbles right. Ball nearly taken away by O'Connell. Rogers. 10 in the shot clock.
The Lakers look like they've made a little change on their offense. They've
Van Dorn misses the jumper. O'Connell with the rebound for IPFW. Dons with a chance to tie. Or go ahead with the tray. Nicely from 16, yes. Good. Courtney Nicely ties the game at 54 as we reach the 6-minute mark.
The last possession, I started to say, with Vince going down underneath and not being the point guard, there's a little bit of a change in the Laker offense. Don't know why.
2 possessions ago, she had a wide open layup. Rogers misses the layup.
Yeah.
But she didn't take it.
That's right.
Courtney Nicely with it. Don's chance to take the lead. Carey looking for Bibbs inside. Turnaround jumper, no, but we got a whistle and a foul underneath. Maria Bibbs will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul was on Rogers, her second, team 8th. So Maria Bibbs, the 6-foot sophomore from outside Cleveland, Ohio.
Opportunity here to take the lead for the first time since early in the second half.
Misses the first one. Tara Andrews comes back in with 4 personal fouls with 5:34 to go.
Give them a little stronger presence on the inside.
1 more free throw coming. Misses. Elmore with the offensive rebound. She puts it up. No. Andrews, and now she's fouled by Bibbs.
Yeah, not a good foul.
And that is foul number 5 on Faria Bibbs. So she misses the 2 free throws and fouls out.
Perhaps a little bit of frustration on that foul.
In addition to being 5 fouls on Faria Bibbs, that's 10 fouls on the team. So for this last 5:29, 2 shot fouls for Corpus Christi. Tara Andrews at the line for the first time today. 62% at the line, and she misses the first. Corpus Christi only 6 of 15 at the free throw line today. Second free throw, that's good.
So back to a 1-point lead for the Lakers here from Corpus Christi.
55-54. O'Connell. Conspicuously absent Amy Geralds on the floor. Nicely off the glass, no. Elmore with the offensive ball. Carey tries it, misses. Dudley gets it back. O'Connell for 3, no. Dudley another off the rebound, however.
Good hustle. Couldn't get the ball to drop, but good hustle.
Mandy Vink holding things up now. Under 5 minutes to go. Islanders with a 1-point lead. Rogers wants to drive on Elmore and fouled by Elmore.
And she drew a foul that's costly too, because that's going to be, I think, what, her 4th?
That's her 4th. So with 4:40 to go, Kristen Rogers back at the line where it's been an adventure today. She's 6 of 9. 6 of 10 now. Now you got to block out. Fundamentals come into play here. Second free throw's good. Rogers now with 19 points, and geez, I wonder if Bruce heard me. Amy Gerald's back on the floor with 4:40 to go.
Yeah. Does Amy, and Amy has how many fouls?
She's got 1.
1.
15 points, 1 foul.
Yeah.
Courtney Nicely running the show from the point. In the lane. We got a whistle and I think a foul on Andrews, and if it is, that's her 5th. It is. Tara Andrews fouls out with 4.5 minutes to go.
And she didn't last long when she came in with that, with 4 fouls.
She leaves today having scored 7 points, pulling down 6 rebounds, and picking up 1 assist.
And the Lakers clinging to a 2-point lead. They have not been scoring many points, 4 points since about the midpoint of the second half.
Laura Jones comes back in to replace Tara Andrews, and Laura Jones has 4 fouls on her. Tiara Dudley at the line, and I think she's shooting 2.
Probably 1 and 1 unless it was a shooting foul. Academic now, isn't it?
Makes the first.
Yeah.
Senior from Cincinnati. Chance to tie it up. And she does. 2 big free throws from Tiara Dudley. Ties it at 56 with 4:25 to go.
Now the burden's on the defense, and it looks like now maybe IPFW may have dropped back into a zone defense.
Changes in pace can sometimes surprise people. Jones around the horn to Venk. Venk nearly has it stolen by Geralds. Jones pulls up, misses the jumper nicely with the rebound for IPFW. Under 4 minutes to go. Amy Geralds cut off by Van Dorn. Nicely has her pocket picked. Bad time to have turnover number 16 rather.
Yeah.
We're tied at 56, 3:38 to go. Corpus Christi with a basketball.
A little 1-2-2 zone.
I wonder if they're going to get the foul called underneath. Tiara Dudley. It's her 3rd. Lindsay Van Dorn back at the line. She's 0 for 1 today.
0 for 2.
Maggie Bruning rushes to the scorer's table to try to get in. Well, they're going to keep her off. Now they're going to let her on. Bruning replaces nicely. Big free throw right now for Lindsay Van Dorn. She makes it to give Corpus Christi a 1-point lead. We got our final media timeout. 3:30 left in the contest. Our score, Corpus Christi 57, IPFW 56. You're watching IPFW basketball on College 56 Sports.
Going to college is something many people plan and save for, but in these days of tight budgets, that can be a scary proposition. And what about colleges and universities themselves? How do they face budget crunches? Is there anything the institutions or their alumni can do to get more funding? I'm Jeanette Liu, and I'll have the answers to these and other questions on this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access Channel 56.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Maas, Dave Scouten with you. 3.5 minutes remain. The visitors from Texas A&M Corpus Christi holding on to a 1-point lead, 57-56. And Dave, again, I'll let you mention on it what you said off air, what has to happen this last 3.5 minutes.
Well, I think the team that can take the best care of the basketball and get the most out of their offense in terms of protecting the ball, getting some good movement, not panicking. There's no big hurry yet. And both teams are going to be shooting 2 free throws every foul from here on out. So free throw shooting at this point has been an advantage IPFW.
Well, Don's a windbound. It's their turn with the ball. Bruning, O'Connell, Geralds, Elmore, and Dudley on the floor. Maggie Bruning cut off by Fink. See if you can't get Elmore open underneath. Amy Geralds wants to take it strong, and she's cut off. Elmore, 18-footer, gets the bounce.
Got the roll.
The right person, just 18 feet farther away. Elmore now with 8 points. IPFW back on top, 58-57.
3 minutes.
Comes down to who wants it bad enough. Jones up top. Van Doren, ball knocked away, picked up by Dudley.
And there's a turnover.
10th turnover on Corpus Christi. Amy Geralds for a possible 3 from her. Try to get somebody open underneath.
Good idea that time, though. Be patient, keep it out there, get something set up.
Bruning, skip pass. Geralds for 3, no. Mandy Vink pulls it down for Corpus Christi. We're down to 2:12. 58-57 our score. IPFW on top.
Is this one of those that's going to come down to that last possession? The last team with the ball?
Geralds with the steal. Can she make the layup? No! Amy Geralds had the open layup.
You won't see that many, many times.
So Corpus Christi gets it back. See if that comes back to haunt IPFW. Rogers wants to drive. If it's on Elmore, she's gone.
It is.
Silly reach-in foul on Ashley Elmore. Comes with 1:39 to go. And the 6'2" freshman fouls out after having scored 8 points today.
And coming in will be Kelly Boyd to give us some presence on the inside.
Well, Corpus Christi is going to shoot 2. They're 9 of 20 from the free throw line this afternoon for 45%. Kristen Rogers at the line. She is 7 of 11, however. Makes the first. Tie it up. And before the second one is shot, Bruce Patterson decides to call a
I think a 30-second
timeout. Boy, they take so long to decide these days, Doc.
That's right.
You too can do more than just sit on the sidelines. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy priority seating at IPFW sports events, visits by the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 260-481-6643. You can write to the Royal Dons Club, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.ipfw.edu/athletics. Interesting choice of a timeout there, Doc. You think just trying to break up the...
Could be trying to affect the free throw shooter, because when you're shooting 2, the first one's most important. If you miss it, you usually correct and make the second one, but she bounced the second one in there too.
Well, she now has 21 points, and more importantly, Corpus Christi has a 59-58 lead.
And the pressure defense continues by the Lakers, man to man.
Gerald's up top, wants to drive on Jones. And we got a whistle, and away from the ball, they're going to call Dudley for a push-off. That's T's 4th.
Illegal screen.
Nicely back in the lineup for Dudley. It'll be Corpus Christi inbounding the basketball. One minute, 23 seconds left. Jones inbounds it to Mandy Vink. Vink will be picked up by Maggie Bruning. Key time in the game defensively for IPFW. O'Connell nearly stole the ball. Out of bounds, and it will go to Corpus Christi, and the Islanders call a timeout. Let's see if it's a full or a 30. 30-second.
And the
I want to
Islanders,
remind you to tune in to College 56 Sports Sunday evening, January 19th at 8:30 p.m. for the replay of today's women's basketball game with Corpus Christi. Again, Sunday, January 19th, tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. The replay of today's game with Corpus Christi right here on College 56. Well, we're
16 on the shot clock.
109 on the game clock.
So I'm sure the Islanders will take this thing down to the first good shot they get because they know they're going to get it at least one more time.
Vink, watched by Bruning. Whistle away from the ball. They're going to call Kelly Boyd for her third foul. I got to admit, I didn't see the foul.
Well, I wasn't looking in that direction, so I have no idea. The unfortunate thing is, pretty good free throw shooter steps up there.
Rogers is now 10 of 14 at the line today. She has 22 points. The lead up to 2 at 60-58, 61-58.
And that second one was dead center. So now the Dons have to, again, they've got plenty of time, but they got to patiently and with make good decisions with the ball.
They don't necessarily need a three, as long as it's a score.
Well, that's right.
Gerald's short on a three-ball attempt. Rebounded Jones. Loses it. Gets it off to Vink. Outlets it to Rogers. And Rogers is fouled by Nicely. And boy, that came close to being an intentional foul.
Yeah, especially since she got her from behind on a breakaway.
For Courtney Nicely, that's only her first foul of the game.
Well, she knew she had to do it because she couldn't give up the easy layup.
But Rogers is the person who's been at the line the most. She's 11 of 15 today.
She knows her way there.
Misses the first. Still a 3-point or one-possession game. Carey in the lineup replacing Kelly Boyd. Guilford in the Corpus Christi lineup replacing Van Dorn. Big free throw attempt coming up here. 42.2 seconds left. And she knocks it down. Makes it a two-possession game.
She's got a little bit of a limp on that leg when she got fouled going in for that layup, but I'm sure she'll.
Now we got a whistle. Are they going to call a foul on O'Connell or a foul? No, they're going to call a foul on Laura Jones of Corpus Christi, and she fouls out with 35.3 seconds left.
She got her money's worth on that one too.
So Laura Jones fouls out with 4 points today, 3 rebounds, replaced by Van Dorn.
We're almost down to the point where the shot clock will not be a factor.
Well, right now, O'Connell is going to shoot 2. Interesting because the other 4 Mastodons are on the court but by the bench.
Yeah.
First free throw good by Hillary.
And the first of 2, you can afford to do that. Now we need the rebounders.
62-59. Do you want her to swish it or miss it and hope you get an offensive rebound?
No, I want her to hit it because we got enough time to get that ball. I like 2 points rather than 3 on that lead.
Perfect. O'Connell now with 9 points. It's a 2-point game, 62-60. Van Dorn going to get fouled by Carey. With 27 seconds left. Now you got to hope. It's a 2-shot foul.
She's 1 for 3 for the game, so we'll see what...
Somebody other than Kristen Rogers.
Yeah. Bad thing is it's a 2-shot foul. Typically, even if you miss that first one, you get that second, but she didn't miss it.
She's a 79% free throw shooter. Second one, the critical one, perfect. And Corpus Christi calls a timeout. It's a full timeout. 60-second timeout, I think, with 26.6 seconds left.
4-point lead.
Okay. Put yourself in the coach's seat, Doc. IPFW's Bruce Patterson. You're down 4. It's a 2-possession game. 26 seconds left. What happens?
I think I come down first of all and get a 2 points. Get a basket, get 2 points. Try to determine maybe in this timeout who to foul. And take your chances.
I want to update you on some upcoming live sports events here on College 56. Tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m., men's volleyball against UC Santa Barbara. Volleydons lost a tough 5-set match last night, 15-13 in the 5th. It will be the rematch tomorrow, and it's going to be simulcast both on College 56 and on Channel 33. 4 p.m. for that. Next Saturday, a week from today, 1 o'clock, men's basketball. Loyola of Chicago coming to town to take on Coach Doug Knowles' IPFW Mastodons. And then, a week from tomorrow, again, men's volleyball, IPFW taking on George Mason at 4 p.m. So a lot of live action coming up. And then to toss in the Ernie Ball Show and Mastodon Spotlight, we're going to keep you abreast of IPFW athletics here on College 56.
Yes, this has been an active weekend, and we're just halfway through it. Not quite halfway, or a little over halfway through it. This game, last night's great volleyball game, and there will be another one tomorrow. So now it behooves the Lakers. They're going to extend their defensive pressure just a little bit further down the floor.
And I think the main thing is just to help them force IPFW to use up some time. And again, they have to score this possession, whether it's a 2 or a 3. They don't care which. Bruning takes it to the glass and misses. Pena gets the rebound and is fouled right away by Carey.
Well, they made the move I think you have to do. You come down, you try to get it. It's a pretty good opportunity for a 2. The ball just didn't go in. And now we'll see if Pena is as good at 15 feet as she is from 20 feet.
She's an 83% free throw shooter on the year coming in. That's the bad news. Worst news is she just made the first.
Yep. If she makes this one, now that changes things. You have to come down this next time, and
you got to pop a 3.
Yep.
Second one good as well for Pena. She now has 16 points. The Dons have to shoot a 3. Carey tries it off the glass. No. Van Dorn gets the rebound and she's hammered with 7.5 seconds to go. And it's looking more and more like Corpus Christi is going to walk out of here with their 10th win of the year.
They're going to get themselves a road victory, which are hard to come by. But they're a scrappy little team. They play defense extremely well. And offensively, they've shown a lot of good patience in this second half.
Lindsay Van Dorn back at the line for 2. She's 3 of 5 today, make it 4 of 6. And give Corpus Christi credit, Doc, they're hitting their free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, when it counts.
At one point they were 9 of 20, 6 of 15, 9 of 20, and now they're 19 of 32. So the second one is missed. Nicely will try a 3 at the buzzer, short, and the horn goes off. Final score, Texas A&M Corpus Christi 67, IPFW 60. Players and coaches congratulate each other at mid-court. And
some things that the Dons did better in the second half. Actually, they cut down on the turnovers. They had 10 at half. They only had 6 in the second half. It's been one of those games where the basketball just wouldn't fall in.
Players are going back into the locker room, and assistant coach Chris Paul just said to give him a minute and he'll come back and talk with us if time permits. So
in the shooting, Mike, interestingly enough, kind of balanced out. The Dons got a whole lot more shots in the last 6-7 minutes. Just couldn't cash in on them when at the time they needed them. Their percent dropped down, but both teams only shot about 38%, so that wasn't a major factor. The free throws, well, at the end it was the Lakers.
Too many good free throws for Corpus Christi.
Yep.
Well, let's take a look. While we're going to wait for assistant coach Chris Pollard to come back and talk to us, let's look at the numbers for today. For the victorious Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 22 of 58 from the floor for 38%, 4 of 14 from three-point range for 29%, 19 of 32 at the line for 59%, They were led by Kristen Rogers with a game-high 24 points, including 12 of 17 at the foul line. Monica Pena had 16 points, including 4 3-pointers. 10 points for Lindsay Van Dorn. They were the only people in double figures. 7 points for Tara Andrews. 4 points from Laura Jones. And 2 points apiece from Mandy Vink, Keisha Cornelius, and Roberta Plaza. For IPFW, 21 of 55 from the floor for 38%. 5 of 16 from three-point range for 31%. 13 of 18 at the foul line for 72%. Mastodons had only one player in double figures. That was Amy Geralds with 15 points, including 3 3-pointers. 9 points from Hillary O'Connell. 8 points from Lindy Carey and Ashley Elmore. 6 points from Courtney Nicely. 5 points apiece from Maggie Bruning and Varia Bibbs. And 2 points from Jenny Green and Tiara Dudley. Kelly Boyd played and did not score. Some of the other numbers, I'm sorry, Doc.
Some of the positives there, Mike, as you mentioned that scoring for IPFW, and that is that 2 kids, O'Connell and Carey, came off the bench and gave them their 8 and their 9 points, and that's a significant contribution. Does a nice job by those 2 freshmen.
Well, let's look at some other numbers which may or may not help tell us why this result was as it was. Turnovers. IPFW with 16, Corpus Christi with 11, and at halftime, IPFW, I believe, had turned the ball over
either 10 or
10
11
times. So, in a sense, only turning it over 6 times in the second half is a plus for IPFW.
Yeah. The thing that with the turnovers too is you compare the 2 teams, and IPFW has more than a 2-to-1 ratio in turnovers to assists, whereas the Lakers had more assists than they had turnovers, and that's a sign of a positive performance for that particular game.
Yep, blocks 1 apiece, steals 11-4 in favor of Corpus Christi, points in the paint 10-4 in favor of Corpus Christi, points off of turnovers, and that's the key stat that spelled defeat for IPFW Monday night. Again today, the turnovers, IPFW's turnovers were converted into 18 points by Corpus Christi, as opposed to 11 that IPFW converted their turnovers. That's your 7-point differential, 67-60. Second chance points, 12-7 in favor of Corpus Christi. I mean, all in all, Corpus Christi played their ball game. Again, they came into this game giving up just over 58 points a game. IPFW came into the game averaging almost 66 points a game, and to be held to 60 points, you're playing right into the opponent's hands.
And for that to be a road performance by Corpus Christi is even more impressive for them. And I think if we look back over this whole ball game, there was a key part of that late in the first half when that young lady Pena hit 3 threes in a row.
That's right.
At a time that Corpus Christi was struggling just a little bit with their offense and trying to stay close, and IPFW was trying to pull away and just couldn't do it. That was a key performance by her.
Well, it's again, if you look at the 2 major keys as far as individual goes for Corpus Christi, Kristen Rogers, 12 of 17 at the foul line in this, for the ball game, and as you say, the 3-point shooting of Monica Pena, 4 of 9 for the game, but those 3 in a row really brought Corpus Christi back. And let's look at the other side of the coin. We've got a couple of minutes left. IPFW now, they dropped to 3-14. They're going to play Cleveland State Wednesday night. Ashley Elmore, who had averaged 19 points a game her last 3 games, only scores 8 and fouls out with, late in the ball game. But she really was not a factor this afternoon.
Yeah, right.
Amy Geralds had 15 points, but in the first half, most of them were scored. She had, I'm trying to think real quickly here, she had 12 of her points in the first half, so she only scored 3 points in the second half. Just no support, really.
Yeah.
Get a good look at Arnie Ball there.
Yeah, we get Arnie out there, I think, trying to give somebody his impression of a good golf swing. He'll have to save that. No, he's getting ready to set up for volleyball because the alumni, the old-timers, are coming back to see us.
Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time. Won't be able to talk to assistant coach Chris Paul, but hopefully we get to do that another time. At this time, we'd like to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 Sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted, the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPFW Sports today, if not the outcome, and we thank you again for joining us for this ball game. For Dave Scout, this is Mike Mize saying so long for now. Again, our final score this afternoon, Texas A&M at Corpus Christi, 67, IPFW 60. Again tomorrow, 4 p.m., men's volleyball live against UC Santa Barbara. At 6:30, the replay of last night's volleyball match with Santa Barbara. And at 8:30, the replay of this afternoon's basketball game against A&M Corpus Christi. So a lot of sports on hand tomorrow at College 56. And we'll see you next Saturday live for men's basketball against Loyola of Chicago. Until then, this is Mike Mize saying have a great day and goodbye from the Heritage Sports Center here at the campus of IPFW.